And for video number 3, dollarcollapse.com has an interesting article. He's actually got a series. This is part 2, I guess, or is this 21 part? Part 21. Global Debt Binge. Welcome to the Third World, Part 21. State schools scale way back. I'm titling this Global Debt Binge, Changing the Nature of Life in the U.S., because that's what he talks about at the very end of this. But this particular part of this, welcome to the Third World, Part 21, State schools scale way back. Readers of a certain age will remember when state universities were a bit Spartan but extremely cheap. Middle-class families could send their kids to Ohio State or UCLA without taking out a second mortgage. And the kids could focus on classes and fun instead of juggling multiple part-time jobs just to cover the freaking room and board. Those days are long gone, due in part to a building boom fueled by easy access to student loans that allowed kids to demand ever more plush amenities, but mostly it's because so many states are slouching towards bankruptcy, starving their schools in the process. Let's use Illinois, the poster child for fiscal dysfunction, to illustrate the point. Illinois financials are worse than suggested from the Wall Street Journal. Now, remember, this is the same state I spoke about a few days ago and just kind of briefly reminded you of how bad it was with its huge budget problem, to where they were at the point, and this was, I think, in 2015, that if you won the lottery, you weren't getting paid. Oh, I won $5 million, I won $20 million. Yeah, listen, we're going to have to send you an IOU. And they literally gave you an IOU. When we get the money, we figure out the budget, we'll start giving you the payments. Could you imagine, what are the odds that I won? Oh my God, this is astronomical that I even won. Only to find out your ticket's real, you really won. Here's my ticket, I won, give me my money. You what? I lost. Here's an IOU. IOU from the federal or state government? Yeah, just temporary. Just work with us. We'll get back with you. Could you imagine? So, again, Illinois. That we're talking about that state right now. The state's Quick look, surprised. Are you sitting down? This is going to shock you. The state's unfunded pension obligations translate into about $10,000 of debt for every man, woman, and child and zombie in Illinois. But less than half of the state's residents are tax filers, and well under half of those filers earning more than $50K a year pay significant income taxes. Those tax filers who actually are stuck with the pension IOU therefore are carrying an unstated pension debt burden of about $50,000 each. You hear that number? The moment that taxpayer heads to Texas or Florida, the $50,000 IOU goes away, as do state income taxes and crushing property tax rates. The pension IOU for moderate to high income taxpayers left behind in Illinois goes up about 1% for each 25,000 tax filers escaping to more tax-friendly and warmer climates. So as people flee that thing once called a state of the United States of America and head to, again, places like Florida, and another good one, Texas, as it said, Texas and Florida, the $50,000 IOU that was on your back that you didn't even know about, or maybe you did because that's why you fled to begin with, is gone. See, I remember looking at a little pension chart last year sometime, and it showed like who's unfunded the most, and it was pretty scary looking at it. And then I was like, where the hell's Florida? Just out of curiosity. Because not that I have a pension, but I also don't want to be the one stuck paying someone's future promise pension of absurd proportions. Hang on. Had to catch that sneeze. Boy, I'd have blew your ears out if I didn't catch that one. I'd had to edit this video. I get that from my papa. Papa snip for Sound like someone yelling, sneezing, screaming out a sneeze. Achoo! Anyways, I remember looking at this chart, and there's Florida. Oh, it's just a little small amount. Well, I feel good about that because again, not because I have the pension and I got to deal with it. My sorry butt might have to be paying for someone else's. And Awake J-Step 4 is going to be the last you're going to count on to pay for someone else's welfare, even the rich's welfare. Like in California, well, how much were you making when you quit? I was making $80,000, but my last year I pulled in $130. That old pension trick, and now I have a plush pension of $120,000 forever, pretty much rest of my life. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy that pays that guy that when you should have got $80,000, but you played a little trick and now it's $120,000. And the state who promised it to you knew when they promised it to you that they would never have it and did so anyways. And now I and my kids and whatever are going to have to pay for it. No. What state doesn't have that issue? Oh, Florida. Texas. No kidding. Oh, that's okay. Guess where old Jason 4 lives as it is now? He's already in Florida. Thank you very much. So again, the moment the taxpayer heads to Texas or Florida, the $50K IOU, in this case from Illinois, goes away, as do state income taxes and crushing property tax rates. The pension IOU for moderate to high-income taxpayers left behind in Illinois goes up to 1% for each 25,000 people who leave. Not just people, the ones who pay taxes, those, when they leave. This ongoing fiscal meltdown translates into less money for everything, but especially for public higher education, which has been systemically starved for years. Illinois universities feel the brunt of state's fiscal woes. Wall Street Journal again. With the budget stalemate in Illinois in its 21st month, public universities in the state are going beyond belt-tightening to deal with a funding drought that has no end in sight. Campuses already have pressed pause on new construction and stopped hiring for vacant positions. Now universities, including Northeastern Illinois, Governor's State, and Southern Illinois, are looking to fixes like hiking tuition, cutting academic programs, or laying off student workers. I have a better idea. Shut the damn college systems down nationwide. We have this thing you may not have heard of. I'm going to break it to you now. Breaking news. It's called the effing internet, YouTube, and online courses even. Now, I will tell you, I've said this before, but I do have new subscribers who don't know this. I do not have a college education. I self-taught myself everything. How to program, computer programming. Went onto YouTube, found some videos on Microsoft Access, studied those, learned it, implemented it at my job, started creating a program that they used. We still use it to this date. It is huge. But in that time period, I saw the need for other things that Microsoft Access couldn't do. I'm going to learn .NET. And since Microsoft Access is basically Visual Basic, I opted for Visual Basic .NET, which is just slightly different than Microsoft Access. But I needed to practice. I needed to learn. So I went online, found some videos, found some documentation, downloaded it, read it, did some practice, programs, and off to the races old J-Step 4 was. My company didn't have to pay me a dime to learn that. They didn't have to send me to some specialized school. Let's take old Joe and let him, spend a bunch of our company money to educate this guy. Nor did I have to go to a school and, give my left lung, my right arm, my left leg, my left foot. They can have the left foot, my little foot problem. They can have the left foot for free. In order to, afford a college education. Only to find out when I got out, if I were to go to college, because I know this for a fact. Hey, my name's Joe. I got this college degree. I'd like to work here. Oh, how much experience do you have on the job? None. I just got out of college. But I have been in IT for a while, but just not programming and that sort of thing. But, I don't have any on-the-job skills yet. This is kind of it's not really an entry-level position, so thanks for stopping by. We don't think you're the right guy. Oh, okay. But wait a minute, my college told me I'd have all these jobs waiting on me, and I'd have big paying money. They just told me this wasn't an entry level job. I wasn't under the impression that I'd leave college and find an entry level job. If I was, I would have not gone to college and tried to just get into entry level and move my way up. Wait a minute, this is not how it's supposed to go. And that's what a lot of people are finding out. Oh, entry level, but I got a college degree. Yeah, so does the 150 people behind you in line that want this job and are willing to take what we're paying anyways. No, we're not paying you that. Get lost. I got 150 people behind you who will be here shortly, dying to get into this position. But I got a college degree. Again, so do they. And some of them have on-the-job skills. They've been doing it for years. Is there anything I can help you with today? No, I think I just had a reality check of epic proportion. I'm going to go kill myself. Have a nice day, sir. I'm out of here. So, this ongoing fiscal meltdown translates into less money for everything, but especially for public higher education again. So, we are in a crisis situation, said Beth Purvis, the state's education secretary. The next set of cuts will affect outcomes for our post-secondary students. In fiscal 2015, the state appropriated $1.2 billion to public universities. Stopgap measures provided about 30% of that funding in fiscal 2016 and about half this year. The state has also cut down on funding for a separate grant program that helps in-state students afford tuition. Last year, the state belatedly doled out about $320 million under the program, providing an average of $3,000 in aid to 107,000 students. That's down from nearly $364 million in aid to 128,000 students the previous year. It hasn't yet given any funds for the current academic year, and some schools have warned they can't afford to keep fronting the money. Parents and students are beginning to lose confidence in public education in Illinois, said Richard Heldobler, interim president at Northeastern Illinois, which has about 9,500 students. You try to reassure them the best you can, all the while you're down in Springfield saying, please, you're starving us to death. Mr. Richard Heldobler? What in the hell Dobler name is that? Richard, listen, I couldn't help notice it said after your name, interim president at Northeastern Illinois. You're replacing somebody, the previous president. Just curious, why did they leave? Did they see the writing on the wall? The amount of money we get from the state keeps going down and down and down. I'm tired of talking to these students who are scared to death and they need help financial and I can't take it anymore and I just got to leave. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. I'm out of here. Interim president. The Chicago school must cut $8.2 million to meet payroll through just up to here to June. So halfway through 2017, June. It will temporarily lay off 300 student workers during spring break and force about 1,100 employees to take a total of 8 furlough days in an effort to save about $2.8 million. Remember, you ever talk to someone and they'd always tell you, back in the day, as in years and years and years ago, oh yeah, you got to get a government job, man. Government job. Always try to get a government job, man. That's about. I wonder, because a lot of these are government funded, whatever. But I wonder if these 1,100 people who now have to take forced days, 8 days off, furlough, no pay, doesn't count as vacation. Just piss off. You need to not work 8 days this year so we can save money. Is it still a good idea to work for the government? I'm just curious. My Magic 8 Balls doesn't even want to answer that question, so I'm just going to leave him alone over there in the corner. Amy Stitcha, a biology major who works about 20 hours a week in a lab on campus, has been putting in applications at area bars and restaurants, and even at a bike tour company in case her campus job falls through altogether. Amy, I'm going to give you the best advice of your life. That last part, in case your campus job falls through, get the hell out of there as soon as possible. Don't stop putting those applications out. Don't stop believing. Actually, yeah, you probably should stop believing because the college system in this country is going down, kind of like everything else. Everything else that come out here, debt problems, everything. There should be no reason why college, tuition, everything, oh, everything's great there. Student loans are being paid off great. Did you not just see my last couple videos? Student loan debt. Record numbers of people defaulting, and people who defaulted got help, got back on their feet to pay the bill, defaulted again, second default in a row on their student loan debts. This will never end well unless it's just completely written off. And I don't know that that's going to happen. Quote, I have no idea if I will still have a job a month from now, and I'd like to have a backup, said Miss Stitcha, who earns $10.50 an hour at the lab, which she says covers a big part of her rent and tuition. Governor's State, with about 3,900 students south of Chicago, said earlier this month that it would increase base tuition by 15% for the coming school year to $9,390. It also is cutting 22 more academic programs, including undergraduate economics. Well, you might as well get rid of that turd. That crap don't work anyways. I mean, it's got the Fed's the economics. The Fed's decisions are all that matter. So, undergraduate economics, cut that baby out. And a master's in education, again, another thing, cut that out. We got Common Core now. We don't need anyone educating anybody. We got a system down. Cut those two things out. Fantastic. Just what we needed. On top of 13 degree and certificate programs it eliminated in the past 2 years. The school received about $18 million from the state in fiscal 2016 and fiscal 2017 combined, compared with $24 million in fiscal 2015 alone. Citing the recent moves at Northeastern Illinois and Governor's State, Moody's Investor Service earlier this month warned that the budget impasse is harming the state's public universities and community colleges. The ratings firm already classifies the debt of Governor's State, Northeastern Illinois, and other Illinois schools as junk. Meanwhile, Eastern Illinois University has shed about a quarter of its employees, while Southern Illinois is in recent months nominated for possible funding cuts. Its public broadcast center, a regional economic development office, and counseling services. It also said it would eliminate its men's and women's tennis teams and trim scholarships for swimmers. Chicago State University declared financial exigency last year in order to eliminate jobs quickly and remains in a fragile financial state after enrollment in the fall plummeted by a quarter, 25%, from just a year earlier to 3,578 with just 86 freshmen. The school, which serves many adult students, has shrunk by more than half since 2010. I want to talk about that. The school, which serves many adult students, has shrunk by more than half. When I hear adult, I don't think 18, 19, 20-year-old. Clearly, if you're going to college, that's when you start anyways. So when I read this in an article, that tells OJ Snip 4, we're talking about adult, 30, 40 plus year old people, maybe even older. You know, like my mom, I've been thinking about going back to getting a course, in college done and getting some kind of degree. Mom, you're 64, whatever now, or now she's 65. What did you just say? Well, yeah, maybe I could get a better job. Mom, you don't want to work anyways. I asked you about the sit-down jobs. You don't want to do that anyway. Oh, it hurts my back and everything. You enjoy doing these little retail, drive over here, put up a little retail stand, put some stuff, display stuff up, run over there to that store, go to the mall, go to this place, go to Bass Fishing Shop, Bass Pro Shops. Mom, you're wasting gas all over the place for barely part-time work. That's really, I don't even see how you're like making money right now. But you enjoy that. Well, yeah, I like that because I'm walking, I'm moving, and okay. So then, what's the school thing for? What are you going to go? Like, you follow me? Anybody have that kind of conversation with their elders? Their elders think, I can't get a good job, so I got to go back to school. And here I am telling you, stay away. Don't you dare go back to school. It's over. You'll go into debt more. You will find nothing because now you in your old ass, yes, I'm talking to you, in your old butt, are now competing with the young bucks, who are a lot more jittery and ready to go. Oh, my back, I'm calling in sick today, I don't feel good. I'm surprised they haven't fired your sorry butt. Oh, I'll just call out tomorrow. Don't worry, I'll just call out. They don't want a 50, 60-year-old person when they can pick a 20-something-year-old, fresh, ready to go, same degree that you have, and probably a bit more optimistic about working and actually getting the job done and not calling out and I don't feel good. And you know what I mean? So what this tells me, though, the adults think that their life sucks for their own fault. I should have went to college. I knew I should have. I should have never done that stupid decision. Well, it's never too late. Maybe I can get a what do you call it? I can't think of the stupid term. When they give you free money, not a bonus. It's kind of a bonus, but not a bonus. It's on the tip of my tongue. Come on, Jason. I can't think of it. Why can I think of it? Grant? Kind of a grant? Well, I'm over this age. I could probably get it for free. Oh, well, if you can get it for free and you want to do it, again, I'm a taxpayer. I'm paying for it. If you're going to get it for free, I guess go ahead and get it for free. But again, I think you're wasting your time. This has nothing to do with you not having a college degree. If I can make it without a college degree and I can self-teach myself and then get the experience, work my way up in a company, thus, and the whole time proving I'm taking myself to the next level and taking your company with me to the next level because of the things I'm helping you build, database stuff, I love it. Didn't cost you anything. Didn't cost me really anything except for an initial $150 to get the first course in 2008 on Microsoft Access. That's what got me going. There's plenty of jobs that pay good. You don't have to have a college degree. What do they say? People go to college, they get a degree, get a job, and they don't even do nothing in their degree. Then why the hell did you go to work? Why didn't you find the damn place to begin with? Now you've got student loan debt you have to pay back for something you're not even freaking using, you moron. We're a bunch of morons. What are we doing? We're being conditioned by the TV. Got to have an education. Got to get that high pay. And then I go get another job. Nothing to do with the education I just got. Anyways, Illinois is probably the worst state. Again, Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, please. You can have that turd. If you're there, get the hell out of there. Come down to Florida, old J. Snip 4 country, maybe even Texas. Take care.